TARDIS 4-port USB hub off of ThinkGeek.com. So once I have that, I'll be okay because I'll have 2 usable ones on here and then 4 on the hub, so I'll have 6 total, and that should be enough.
Fair enough.
Or mouse, microphone, printer, speakers, charging devices should be good. Okay.
See, yeah, I've got 4. My old laptop had 2 that were so close together you could not put 2 USB ports in them.
Oh God!
So that was a good bit of a
seriously
plan ahead.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can't believe that one on the back isn't working. It's pissing me off now.
Sometimes you're just not open to it.
Worked fine until I needed it on a regular basis, and then I was like, you know what? No, here's what I'm going to do. Wobble, wobble, wobble. All right.
How many times did you have to guess and check your little extreme thing there?
It took 4 or 5 tries. Then
I figured as much. It looks like it's just you couldn't even fit an exclamation point in there.
It is. I had one extra E in it, and I thought that it made that last E too close to the edge, so I took the one other E out, and now it's perfectly fit. Fits perfectly.
It's like a glove.
Cuts like a knife. But it feels so right. Na 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 na. Said it cuts like a knife.
So we got the TNA talk hour again. Or hopefully not an hour.
Wait, Trish Stratus is here?
Yeah, she's our manager. I'm sure the wife loves that.
She doesn't. She doesn't hate it as much as yeah, but I keep trying to use the fucking mouse. Not really a fan of the jack off noise.
Gotcha. We haven't had much use of the Yamania because she doesn't really do it anymore.
Yeah, that's such a shame.
Yeah. She was doing the shut top for a while.
Shut top. Okay.
I lost my pop filter.
I'm gonna test my microphone from back here and see if it works okay.
This is like the worst fucking pop filter ever.
Have you figured out a way to get the microphone closer to your face?
I have it on a box.
It's so cute. I want to see you do an episode where you're literally just holding it like that for the entire show.
Hello, this is Troy.
That sounds so much better.
How are you doing?
That is adorable. What you find what you need to do is duct tape a binder clip to it and then clip it to your shirt, and it'll be the world's largest lav mic.
There you go. Here, I'll just do this. It's got a little clip to it.
Oh, it does. It's the world's largest lav mic.
Can you hear me now?
Actually, yeah.
That's really heavy. It's heavier than you would think.
But it's so stylish.
It is very stylish. On my free Dungeons & Dragons t-shirt.
Sweet.
I'm going to say fuck the pop mic because it doesn't want to, or pop filter because it doesn't stay. It does that. It's stupid. And I hit myself in the face.
Myself in the face.
Yeah.
I have to say though, it may be uncomfortable, but with the microphone there, you sound better than you ever have.
That's good to hear. I like it like that.
Oh, shit just got sexy in here.
All right.
I keep trying to use that fucking mouse. God damn it. Okay.
Yeah. I'll figure something out with this later to get it real up and close and personal. But otherwise, we'll just get really up and close here and just be like, hey, what's going on? What's happening? This is the Rundown Podcast After Dark.
So I was fucking around with Audacity last week because I have moved exclusively to the Windows computer. The Mac is gone. The Mac is off the desk. It's in the bedroom, unplugged, unhooked. And so I was checking out things in Audacity to find out, how to fade things in and fade things out. And I noticed there's a setting over here that you can change the playback speed. And so just for the fuck of it, I listened to last week's episode at like whatever the max speed was, which was like 3 times normal speed. Nice. It was kind of funny. It was Alvin and the Chipmunks do the rundown. It was pretty sweet. All right. I keep fucking trying to use that mouse. God damn it. Okay.
Just throw it away, man.
Uh-oh. I hear a child screaming in your background.
See, now how can you pick that up? But you can't pick me talking like 6 inches away from it.
All right.
Oh,
are you ready?
I am now.
Okay. Got the Q&A going. We have 1 viewer. Now we have no viewers. Perfect.
Oh, hi. See you, buddy.
This is episode 1. Just try not to peek. Just don't peek too much. Don't scream into the microphone.
I'll try.
My thing. There we are. All right. So this is episode 196 of the Rundown. I'm actually going to move this over here because if I have to turn my head to look at it on that side, I'm going to turn my head away from the microphone. That doesn't make a lick of sense. Move my notes. Move Cards Against Humanity. Right there. All right. Episode 196. In 3, 2, 1, record. This week's episode of The Rundown is brought to you by Audible, the leading provider of audiobooks on the internet. For a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial, go to audibletrial.com/rundown today. That's audibletrial.com/rundown. I know you're holding it in your hands, but could you make any more microphone noise while I'm trying to talk?
Apologies.
This week's episode of The Rundown is also brought to you by the new WWE Films fantasy adventure movie, Guardians of the Gate. Thrill as Kane protects the borders of the mythical country of Athoristan and holds up the philosophies and ideals of what's best for business for the next 2 weeks until he quits. Guardians of the Gate. They couldn't have come up with a better phrase to describe his role at Extreme Rules on Raw than Guardian of the Gate.
Well, oh boy. That was probably the dumbest thing ever. Oh, I want a steel cage match so J&J Security doesn't... It happened a couple months ago, dumbass. They opened the cage door for Seth Rollins to let him win. It's not going to keep him out. I hate to... I'm afraid I got some bad news for you, buddy. But,
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Boy. I've got some real bad news. My gimmick is not as over as I originally thought. And I am slowly descending into lower mid-card status.
And you're also slowly descending into whatever fucking accent that was.
It's
Matthews Barrett.
It started as Barrett, and then I think it just went to Wales.
All right. Kevin Owens beat Alex Riley again on NXT last night.
Oh, jeez.
How long until Alex Riley gets his victory over Kevin Owens, and does it happen before or after Kevin loses the NXT championship?
I don't think he ever gets a win over Kevin. I don't think he ever gets a win ever again.
No.
I think he's the new CJ Parker. They need him.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
That'll be his gimmick. He'll just always come, yes, close. I don't really believe in all of that fair booking that they do where everyone's got to get their win back. I'm not for all that. That being said, I don't have a problem with him winning in a non-title match.
Okay.
And then leading to a title match again. That's fine. And Owens can easily talk his way out of it and be like, I didn't care. It was a match, whatever. But yeah, I don't want to see Alex Riley beat him.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. That's a fair question. That's a fair answer. Good answer.
Theme song.
You're just gonna rub our nose on a little bit and just go. There you go. There's actually a hole for a mic stand. So.
Well, then I think that's what you need. You need a microphone stand.
I think so.
They're not expensive. You can get them at Guitar Center. That's where I got this one.
Nice.
More likely to quit WWE than Dolph Ziggler via Twitter. It's episode 196 of The Rundown. My name is Adam. I'm your host, and it is Thursday, April 28th, 23rd. Shut the fuck up. 2015. Joining me this week once again, all by ourselves, because we've been abandoned by those we thought we trusted.
Nobody loves us.
It's just me and Troy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right. It's the TNA connection yet again.
Remember when at the beginning of this year, when the whole idea of bringing you in as a co-host was the fact that we could actually have a round table discussion with more than two people, and for the last 3 weeks, everybody's fucking bailed on me except for you, buddy.
That's right. And if it wasn't for me, there'd be no show.
There'd be a whole lot of mini-sodes of me bitching about something, probably WWE 2K15.
Oh, I was really looking forward to the mini-sode where you reviewed the new Marine 4 movie.
That's cute because that would actually require me purchasing the new Marine 4 movie. And I
it's
think
like $5, dude.
I think we both know that's not going to happen.
Wait 2 months, go to your local gas station. It'll be in the $1 bin. Some are raising it, though. And they completely photoshopped her breasts onto there, so that was nice.
Through the entire movie?
Well, no. Look at the cover of it.
Okay.
It's so bad.
Right.
It's like, I don't think she's got that much. She's got some, though.
All right. I have a couple notes. I have a couple notes from Raw. A couple notes from Raw, including, first off, why... I was obviously a fan of Mizdow versus Miz for the Miz name, but why did they do it on Raw and not Extreme Rules?
Well, we know that the Miz got written off of TV.
It was
so
I assume
it must have something.
6-day difference. It was a 6-day difference. They could have waited 6 more days, done it on pay-per-view, but no, they blow off the feud on Monday Night Raw.
Not only did they blow off the feud, but they also made Summer Rae do a heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn, where last week she was a face suddenly when she teamed up with Mizdow, and then suddenly she was a heel again when she teamed back up with Miz. So, yeah.
Yawn.
Those heel-face divides are... Because people really cared that Summer Rae was injected into this.
She's a diva. Nobody gives a shit about whether the divas are heels or faces. That's why Alicia Fox turned like 14 times in 2 months. Because nobody cares.
Did you read that the dude got fired from Creative? He had a couple comments on how the divas are portrayed backstage. And essentially it was that Vince McMahon and the other creative members of the team felt that the women don't have heel and face divides because they're just a bunch of catty women, and some of them are mentally challenged.
Some of them are mentally challenged. I hadn't heard that part.
That was his exact words, yeah. And it's like, then you think about it and you're like, yeah, we got Bailey who's on the spectrum, Emma, we got Alicia Fox who's Mac. Boop, 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 boop.
Yes, Emma obviously has hallucinatory issues where she comes out and she sees these bubbles that aren't actually there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, considering that Alexa Bliss comes out and sprays PCP into the crowd, you know.
So, okay, speaking of the divas, moving slightly off of topic from Raw for just a moment, I did watch NXT last night. Dana Brooke did not have a match, but she did cut a promo, and holy fuck was it terrible. So I still haven't watched last week's episode of NXT, so I haven't seen her in the ring, but on the mic, not pretty. Not pretty at all.
There's a reason her first match was against Blue Pants.
Right.
They needed somebody who can put her over and make her look good.
Blue Pants is the CJ Parker of the Divas division.
Pretty much, you know. But I've got no problem with that because anytime we get Leva Bates, that's good news to me. Yeah, I just, as you know, I will say something. There was a couple promos that were run for during TNA. I know we're shifting over to that for Mia Yim signing over there.
Yeah.
With and Mia Yim, who's now Jade, which makes no sense.
From Mortal Kombat?
Apparently.
Is it a crossover promotion between Midway and TNA for Mortal Kombat X?
Maybe they're gonna make a TNA Immortal.
Finish her.
Yeah, like sexually finish her. I mean, and I'll watch, but just do what you gotta do. Anyways, yeah, they're apparently a tag team called the Dollhouse, and the problem was essentially that the two of them touch each other and feel each other up, and apparently scissor. I don't know. So as bad as it is with WWE with how sexist they are, TNA does the same shit. So,
and they used to be so much better, which is the sad thing. They used to be so.
I know it's ridiculous.
They're women. The TNA Knockouts division, which is still a terrible name, not quite worse than Divas, but close. There used to be such a divide where my wife even used to comment on it when I actually watched TNA, and the fact that she actually liked watching TNA better. Not that she really likes watching wrestling, but she preferred to watch TNA because in the TNA Knockouts division and the TNA Women's division, it actually seemed like they gave a crap about the women's wrestlers and would give the women's wrestlers actual storylines and not lay cool feuding with Mickie James because they thought Mickie James was fat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And all of that was great right up until Eric Young was a Knockouts tag team champion or whatever.
That's true. That did happen at one point.
So then we just kind of gave up. So fuck it. But yeah, so it's just as bad as those before. I mean, they still have the beautiful people, but they should call it the used to be beautiful people. I would think.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember the last time I actually watched TNA, my first note was, "What the fuck happened to Velvet Sky's face?" Or Angelina Love, or whichever one of them.
Velvet Sky's still okay. Angelina Love is the one who apparently Michael Jackson's doctor got a hold of her.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So shifting back to wrestling that people actually watch.
Yes.
We should definitely talk a little bit more about the Divas craziness. The whole give Divas a chance thing, it wasn't just about the time limits on the match. It was really more about give them an actual opportunity to do storylines, to have storylines that make sense. I mean, just look at the Bella Twins run the past year. It makes no fucking sense. Like, they had a feud with each other where one of them actually told the other one, I wanted you to die in the womb.
I wish you had died in the womb.
Still best line of the year. And then a couple months later, she's helping her win the championship, and it's like, oh yeah, nothing's fine. And then almost
we
Monday,
love
they
each
came
other.
out and they're
We're
like
sisters. Happy.
Yeah. And because Naomi got speaking again of being injected, got injected into the match against Nikki. Now all of a sudden Nikki Bella's like, I'm a good guy.
And that pisses me off because I had already created the prediction poll for Extreme Rules. I created it on Tuesday thinking I'll get it out before the show this week, so that there's actually more than 2 days to vote on the damn thing to get your votes in for the prediction contest. And they just changed it to, Divas title at Extreme Rules, Naomi versus Nikki. So god damn it. Now I have 11 votes. I have 11 votes in the prediction contest that are now with one match with two of the questions that are completely meaningless because they changed the entire thing, and it's too late to go back and change them. So fuck it, they're gonna stay the way they are, and fuck you WWE for screwing up my podcast.
That's right. Yeah, and not to mention the fact that if you beat the crap out of the number one contender, you can just take their spot and get a title match. If you beat the crap out of the commentator and the camera guy, you get suspended.
That's because they're not wrestlers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I assume that they could have just gone back and be like, I heard Paige is on her period, so she should probably be taken out of the match, and I should definitely be going.
The one note that I made was
Moving on.
if Naomi's gonna be a heel, she really needs a new finisher. She needs a new finisher anyway, but if she's going to be a heel, her finisher can't be, I'm gonna slam my ass into your face.
Yeah, it should be, I'm gonna slam my vagina into your face. Just turn around.
She calls that move the full. She calls that move the full frontal.
That gives a whole new meaning to the word stink face.
Do you like fish? Sean on the side says, huh. Yeah, we're just going to move directly on from that. Sean on the side says, huh, looks like there's some new voicemails which recently came in. Let's read them in order without listening to them first. And by read them, I mean listen to them. Podcasts are no longer available in text form. We'll get to listener mail in a second. So give me just a second with that. My other note from Raw, and it's more a note for Extreme Rules, but still, if it's the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, the RKO is banned, but it's a cage match, and there's no disqualifications. So what would actually happen if Randy were to use the RKO?
The curb stop gets unbanned.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Actually, we can talk about it now. Who gives a shit? Yeah, so you may have noticed this week that Seth Rollins won his match against Dolph Ziggler on Raw using a move that was not the curb stomp and was in fact some sort of modified layout DDT. According to WrestleZone.com, WWE is reportedly banning Seth Rollins from using his finisher, the curb stomp. The feeling is that the move is too much of a concussion risk, too much of a direct liability, a risk for head injury. This comes during a time where all sports are trying to be more proactive when it comes to preventing concussions. The site continues stating WWE reportedly doesn't want its top star doing the move every night, and they also don't want to be showing it in the video clips. If you noticed last week's Raw, Seth Rollins' video package was a lot, or his Titantron rather, was a lot more of just his name than usual because most of the clips in his Titantron were him doing the curb stomp. My feeling.
They should also ban the Superman punch because, you're punching a guy right in the face, and that causes concussions.
And the KO punch and every DDT. My thought is, and this kind of goes into this, it's going to be similar to the Randy Orton's punt, where it's not something. It's something that gets teased every once in a while, and very so often it will actually happen. But it's not something that's going to be used all the time. They're comparing it similarly to the pile driver, where again it's not banned, but it is restricted on how often it's going to be used.
So spoiler alert: wrestling is not real. He's not actually curb stomping.
What?
In fact, the curb stomp is an incredibly safe move because the opponent has his arms completely free. The pile driver is banned because he doesn't have any way to protect himself, and it's reliant on the wrestler who's doing the pile driver. The person taking a curb stomp has full ability to just be like, oh, I didn't hit my head into the mat. Oh.
Yeah, but it looks so shitty when you do it that way.
Well, yeah, I just hope that he wins the match with a concerto.
I'll second that. So Kane throws a couple of chairs in the ring. I'm okay with that. I like that outcome. That works for me. All right. Let's
throw some flaming chairs into the ring.
How do you? You'd have to ask his brother how to set the chair on fire.
Ask Bray Wyatt how you light a chair on fire. I don't know.
You glue a cookie sheet full of gasoline to the bottom of it.
That's right.
All right. Voicemail time. Let's do this.
This one is actually going to be Sean ejaculating.
Look who's returned to the rundown. It's me. It's the quintessential stud muffin, Tommy Maltasanti. Back after a long sabbatical because I was in East Boston and I was playing pool and I owed some people some money and then I had to disappear for a while. But that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to call in this week, but I was just thinking, a lot of people don't know about the host Adam's worldwide known talent. Yes, maybe some wrestlers from APW and Lizard Estates know about it, but a lot of people don't know that Adam is one of the best ring announcers in the Northeast.
I just want to point something out, that he calls it a worldwide known talent that apparently nobody knows about.
That's right.
Tommy Moltisanti, not the sharpest banana in the bunch.
So, Adam, I will allow you the courtesy. I will do you the favor of you introducing me, Tommy Moltisanti, right here for your live audience so they can see just how good you are. Go ahead. Introduce me as the East Boston World Champion. I'll give you a minute to go ahead and do that. And now we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, and we're going to talk about Extreme Rules. First of all, Triple H comes out, and he starts saying that anybody could be part of Tough Enough. Submit your videos, submit your pics. Come on. Hey, Triple H, come on. What are you doing, huh? You think any of these fat, out-of-shape, toothless New Yorkers are going to be the next WWE superstar? Hey, come on, Triple H. You're going to get a bunch of fat slobs that are going to try to drool all over the place and be like, hey, I could be a superstar. Hey, Brooklyn Brawler, huh? Please. You know you already have your next 10 indie wrestlers set to Tough Enough. Why you're making people waste time and submit videos is beyond me. And speaking of beyond me, I don't know what's going on with Daniel Bryan. That guy is always hurt now. It seems like he can't stop flying around the ring, so he's going to break his neck. And then you know what's going to happen, Extreme Rules? He's going to drop the title. He's going to retire, just like Edge. Man, it's a shame because I like this guy, but you know what I'm looking forward to at Extreme Rules? I'm looking forward to Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper in a Chicago street fight. That's going to be off the chain. I wouldn't be surprised if they steal the show. Other than that, you guys have a good show. Troy, I know you're up there in Wisconsin or something like that. I don't know. You're up there with a bunch of cheeseheads and keep hope alive, brother. There's an ocean someplace. Someday you'll find an ocean. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
I don't know why you had to dig on my state, but let's have a conversation.
He tells me
for a second.
he tells me to announce him, and then says, "I'm going to give you a minute," and then goes directly into the next topic. And we have three unlistened to emails. I'm concerned about all of these. But we haven't. It's kind of an open door policy. It's not really an open door policy because we don't have a door, but because we don't have people come in. But it's an open like audio door, shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, I was wondering if you could settle with the date me and my buddy have been having.
Is that Mikey Michelson? Is Mikey Michelson back?
I think Mikey Michaels.
I'm glad Andy's
back.
not here because he would be creeped out.
Manhattan or New England clam chowder? We're at a standstill, so at any point, any input you could have would be appreciated. Thanks a lot.
Manhattan or New England clam chowder. Let me tell you one thing there, Mikey Michelson. Your Manhattan clam chowder can go fuck itself. It's not actually clam chowder. All right? New England clam chowder is the only fucking clam chowder there is, boy. You understand me? All right? Go fuck yourself.
I would hope the guy from Boston actually would sound a little bit more like he's from Boston. But that's a very good Adam Sandler impression you got there.
I'm not. Are you talking about me or Tommy? I'm confused.
I'm talking about you.
Because I'm not actually from Boston. This is New Hampshire. We speak properly here.
Oh, okay. I see.
1 14-ounce can chicken broth, 1 11.5-ounce can tomato vegetable juice cocktail, 1 cup water, 1 large potato diced, 2 cups of carrots.
This is the weirdest manifesto I've ever heard in my entire life.
You can just let the dream
Whoa
die.
there. Looks like you've added too many. Slow down. This isn't a rabbit farm. 2 stalks celery, diced. 1 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. 1 cup chopped fresh green beans. 1 cup fresh corn kernels. Salt and pepper to taste. And maybe, if you're feeling like a superhero, a pinch of Creole seasoning.
A superhero? Is that superhero like SOUPER hero?
I think so. I think we found the name of the episode. Also, I caught him corpsing at the end there, so that was nice.
Not done yet.
Oh, great. Here you go.
In a large stock pot, combine broth, tomato juice, water, potatoes, carrots, celery, undrained chopped tomatoes, green beans, and corn. Season with salt, pepper, and Creole seasoning. Bring to a boil. And simmer for 30 minutes.
So good.
And you got yourself a rib-tootin' vegetable soup.
You were so close, Sean. You were so close.
So close.
So close.
A root and vegetable soup is nice.
Candy. We have a comment on the side from someone named Candy, who was watching, but apparently these soup recipes scared her away because she's gone now. Will Sting appear at Extreme Rules? No. All right. This is the last one, and again, God knows what this is going to be, but let's find out together, shall we? Here we go.
Hey, I just wanted to call and ask you about Monday Night Raw. Now, Raw is a really long show, so I'm wondering what type of soup is best to eat slowly over a 3-hour span? I'm thinking a beef stew or perhaps a chili.
Well, my first thought, Sean, was that Soupcast was a fucking month ago. So
let it go.
Let
it go.
But at least you tied wrestling into that one. The recipe was very nice, though. I appreciate that. That was comedy gold. Once you decided to not stop laughing. I've lost my mouse cursor. There it is. Select and done. Like I said, it's an open door voicemail policy here at the Rundown. If you leave a voicemail, we'll play it on the air. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're soup.
Most of the times they're soup.
That's the motto. That's the motto I live my life by. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's soup.
Mm-hmm.
And when life gives you soup, you know what you do?
Convert it into feces.
You make soupanade. Moving on. We don't really have anything else to talk about this week. Not even half an hour into the show. Because there's not enough votes yet on the showdown. We talked about the Seth penalty already. And the only other thing we've got is predictions. So do you have any topics that you want to talk about this week?
No. I don't think our predictions are going to vary all that much. Honestly.
This is going to be the shortest co-hosted rundown in history. It might be. At this rate, we're not even at half an hour yet. So
let's see how long our predictions take.
Fuck it, let's do predictions. Extreme Rules is this Sunday. It's the one night of the year where WWE goes extreme. Some shit like that. Sean pointed out to me, he said if it's Extreme Rules and it's a night where there are no rules, how can the RKO be banned? And what I meant to point out back to him, except that I forgot to text him back, was that that's not a rule, that's a stipulation, and that's different, motherfucker. It doesn't say no stipulations. It says no rules.
Yeah, it's just not extreme stipulations, even though that's kind of what it is. No
rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse, or something to that effect. I'm gonna go in order of the. If you go to WWE.com and you click through to Extreme Rules and you go to the tab that says matches, it's got that slideshow. I'm gonna go in the order of the slideshow just because I like the way the order that they put it in was funny to me. So first match on the slideshow is the Intercontinental title match. If it happens,
It's not going to happen.
if it happens, between Daniel Bryan and Bad News Barrett. Yeah. So if it happens, which it's not, who wins? Not that it matters.
Going back to Tommy Montesanti or whatever the fuck his
Tommy-
name is, his
Tommy-
comment.
Tommy Montesanti. You're close.
Montesanti.
Close enough. Who cares?
There's a big difference between the way that Edge retired and the way that Daniel Bryan is never going to retire. And yeah, Edge wasn't the Intercontinental Champion. But I don't. One way or the other, Daniel Bryan is retaining his championship.
Yes. After Extreme Rules, Daniel Bryan will still be the Intercontinental Champion, and that's because the match isn't going to happen.
That's right.
If the match does happen, God damn it, Sean. If the match does happen, it will be Bad News Barrett, because they will want to take the title off of Daniel Bryan because he gets injured so goddamn much.
That's going to make him a 6-time champion, which puts him 3 away from Jericho.
I think so. Jericho is 9 or 10 at this point. I might think it's 9, but it might be 10.
Maybe Jericho shows up and takes the belt from him.
There you go. Something like that. According to Sean, we have another voicemail.
That's so weird. How's he know that?
Sean says, "Whoops! Looks like there's one more voicemail." It's an open door policy at the show, folks. What can I tell you? We're going to listen to this voicemail.
You're just missing that hesitation he's got in there. You're like, I don't want to do it, but I got to do it.
This is Adam Sandler, and I want to request for Adam to stop imitating me on the show, or there's going to be consequences. Also, Seth Rollins will retain his title this Sunday.
I was not doing an Adam Sandler impression.
It sounded pretty close to it.
I don't think anything I said even remotely was close to what would be considered an Adam Sandler impression.
It's
But
his
thanks-
overblown Brooklyn accent.
Thanks, Troy. You got me in trouble with Adam Sandler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dick.
It's fine. He's not relevant anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
that's rough. That's
worse.
That's rough, man. Jack and Jill was a quality flick. All right.
Yeah. for sure.
So on the kickoff show, the tag team title match, because fuck the tag team division. They don't have to be on the actual pay-per-view 2 months in a row, one of them being WrestleMania. Chicken and Swiss defending against the New Day, presumably Kofi and Big E.
Oh boy. I'm assuming. This is another one of those weird face heel things where nobody likes the New Day. Everyone loves Cesaro, and Tyson Kidd too. But I really don't see. I don't see Chicken and Swiss losing the belt until they face the Lucha Dragons. So I think they retain.
Yeah, you and as of last night, everybody who's voted in the prediction contest so far. And that is still the case. Everybody who has voted in the prediction contest so far says the Chicken and Swiss will retain the championships. And I must agree with them.
They don't give titles to black people.
Okay. that got racist all of a sudden. Sheamus versus Ziggler. Kiss me arse.
Is there any chance that we could get in the New Day match? Can we do Twin Magic in there? Is that a thing? Is that still a thing?
Only if R-Truth is on commentary, because even though he's black, he seems to think that all black people look alike.
Yeah, that's because they do. What was the next match?
Kiss me arse, because that's an actual thing that needs to actually happen on pay-per-view in 2015.
I did see that Sheamus wants to spray diarrhea all over Dolph's face, so that was nice.
I missed that somehow.
He's been putting on Twitter that he's been eating nothing but Taco Bell to prepare for the match, which is he's not kissing your asshole. He's like kissing your cheek, I thought.
He's gonna fart in his face, is what he's saying.
Or shart, you know.
Seamus, Shart. They both start with sh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Seamus O'Shartese.
Yep. I think that's fairly obvious.
I said our picks are not going to differ that much. You could probably not watch this pay-per-view and know exactly what happened.
Yeah, that one is not unanimous. Surprisingly, there are some folks on the poll so far who think that Dolph Ziggler will walk away with Sheamus's lip prints on his butt, but we'll see what happens. Up next,
That's just wishful thinking, so we can see Dolph's ass.
possibly. Up next is the last man standing match between Roman Reigns and the Big Shoe. And again, this one is 100% on the prediction poll so far.
I'm assuming 100% with Roman Reigns.
You would be correct in that assumption.
There is a heavy potential in a last man standing match for shenanigans, though.
Yeah, and I'm kind of sick of that, by the way.
Yeah. Well, so since
Roman Reigns is the next John Cena, do you think it will be duct tape or the ring ropes or handcuffs or ankle cuffs, or what do you think? What kind of bullshittery do you think Roman Reigns will use to keep the Big Show down?
I assume that he's going to duct tape a taco to the floor, and that's what's going to keep Big Show down. Fat joke. I thought maybe Show maybe Show rolls a car on top of him, since we already had a little bit. Why if we go to London, why do we need a car to show us that we're in London? Shouldn't all the big like Union Jack flags that they put into the CGI banners, shouldn't that be enough? Do we really need to put a car on a set too? You know someone's getting choke slammed onto it.
Because it's a black cab, mate.
Aye.
Yeah. Aussie. Oi.
I don't. The only other thing I could think is potentially Bray Wyatt interference in this match.
Okay.
So we really don't know what he's doing right now, but he's running.
Rumor has it that his next feud is going to be with Ryback.
Well, Ryback's not doing anything either, so.
And that's who he's referring to in his cryptic promos now, is Ryback. So that's the rumor, is that that Bray Wyatt's next feud is going to be with Ryback. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what becomes of that.
That'll be a great match.
Yeah. Ambrose versus Luke Harper in a Chicago street fight.
So is a Chicago street fight match different from a Texas street fight match or a New York street fight match? Or is it just more poverty stricken? See, this works
it's a lot better when it's a lot windier.
A lot windier. Okay. Man, both of these guys should be much higher up on the card than they are, and neither should really be jobbing to the other one.
Right.
These are two young guys these are two guys that they could completely build their future around, and they're stuck doing this. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be Ambrose, but they also love to shit on Ambrose on pay-per-views. So, but I'm gonna go with Ambrose.
Hasn't won a pay-per-view since the night before. Hasn't won at a pay-per-view rather since the night before the Shield broke up. So I'm going Luke Harper. Cena versus Rusev in a United States Championship Russian chain match.
Another question. What's the difference between a Russian chain and an American chain? And this isn't a setup for a joke.
What's the difference between a Russian chain and an American chain?
The Russian chain is built with colder steel.
Anyway, again, this one is unanimous so far on the prediction poll.
The American chain is free because freedom rules all. Yeah. I don't really see with this whole Cena defending every night bullshit. no, they're not going to have him drop it right back to Rusev again. And this is their way to blow off the feud. And
This is their way to bury Rusev completely.
Yeah. So in a couple of months, I'm sure we'll see him take on Kevin Owens and NXT again. So yeah, hard to go with anyone but Cena on this one.
Yup.
Cena wins. LOL.
And of course, Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship inside the steel cage where the RKO is banned.
Mm-hmm.
This one, surprisingly to me at least, also 100% unanimous on the prediction poll so far.
What? People don't think that Rollins is going to be a paper champion? What?
I am not sure if that's just a blind hope, blind faith, but yeah. I've got Rollins in this one. Something happens where he and Kane, they're just fighting to put Randy off his game, y'all, to make Randy too confident, to make him overconfident, so that when Kane does go in the cage and it looks like he's going to attack Seth, but then he actually attacks Rollins or actually attacks Orton, Randy will never see it coming, man.
That's right. I don't know how this one's going to end because it feels like something's going to happen. Like it feels like they have to somehow have Randy lose, but not cleanly, and set up a feud later on. So I don't know if Kane turns on Seth Rollins and then somebody else comes out. I don't know what's going to happen, but either way, we know who the champion's going to be come Monday, and it's not going to be Randy Orton.
Fingers crossed. And according to the WWE.com website, your main event for Extreme Rules, Nikki versus Naomi for the Divas Championship. The match that is completely fucking up my prediction poll. God damn it.
I actually assumed that the IT guy didn't realize that there was women wrestling. And then they're like, you forgot one. He's like, oh, fuck. Put it on the end.
I don't care.
Yeah, neither do I.
I would prefer, and I'm surprised that I'm about to say this sentence, but I would prefer Naomi just to get the title off of a Bella, because fuck the Bellas. But I really, that is the piss break. That is the piss break before the cage match.
Mm-hmm. So I'll probably contradict my previous statement about the black people and everything like that. But the Divas Championship really isn't going to be a championship. But I'm assuming that Naomi is going to walk out the champion, because it's the Divas division. Most likely because Brie Bella cost her the championship for no reason, or I don't know, maybe Nikki Bella has an abortion in the middle of the ring. Who knows? But it's been too long, and Naomi definitely deserves it. And nobody really cares about the Bellas, so yeah.
Now, if Naomi's turning heel,
yeah,
does that mean that the Usos are turning heel?
Apparently not, because one of them is hurt and is gone for 6 months. The other one, the one that Naomi is married to, had a singles match on Main Event. So he's going to be a jobber for a while, but he was still cheered. So, but he didn't do his little warrior dance before the match. So maybe
you can't do that by yourself.
You could. You just wouldn't look very good doing it.
That's a group dance, motherfucker. And so,
well, it would just be when I say "oos," you say "oh," because there's only one of them.
And so I unless you have anything else to add,
nope.
I'll take from your radio silence that you don't.
No,
because there's nothing better on a podcast than dead fuck air. That does it for the rundown. For this,
you'll edit it out.
Thursday. There's no edits on this show, please. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know, do that shit.
Thursday, April 23rd, 2015, 152 days since Nikki Bella won the WWE Divas Championship. Remember, go to audibletrial.com/rundown for a free audiobook and a free 30-day trial, and you can make me a little bit of cash if you can't afford to donate via PayPal. Liberty States returns this Saturday, April 25th with Collision Course live at the John McCarthy Elementary School in Peabody, Massachusetts. Lucky Pro Wrestling presents Mayhem at the Elks Lodge in Clinton, Massachusetts on Saturday, May 16th. Go to Liberty Pro Wrestling. Go to luckyprowrestling.com for more information on that. And APW also returns Saturday, May 16th to the Newbury Fire Hall in Newbury, Massachusetts. Go to atlanticprowrestling.com for information there. Follow me on Twitter at Rundown Podcast to watch me live tweet Raw and sometimes NXT, but never SmackDown because we're doing this shit. Send your feedback, send your catchphrase suggestions, send your fake sponsors, or send $50 to rundownwrestling@gmail.com. And I will say whatever the fuck you want. Only for the $50 though, not for the feedback. But yeah, we sponsor an episode for $50. Leave us a voicemail like Tommy and Mikey Michelson and Laughing Soup Recipe Guy and Adam Sandler at 206-202-6478. That is 206-20.
Angst.
That's angst for those of you who can't understand Tuvan throat singing. Like us on Facebook and tell your parents to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/rundownwrestling. Go to rundown.podomatic.com and click the go to rundown.podomatic.com and click the PayPal donate button on the right-hand side of the page to donate a little bit of money. If you could, please, because
we're broke.
Yes, we're broke. We both have children. We are broke. Troy doesn't get any of the money. The money just comes to me. But I do have a 5-month-old, and babies are fucking expensive, you guys.
Yeah. And also, if you don't pay money to Adam, you are taking money. You're taking food out of his little baby's mouth.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You are slapping Adam's wife's tit right out of that child's mouth.
That got a little strange.
When doesn't it get a little strange?
But I mean, honestly, I mean,
what else are you going to use your money for? I mean, send it to Adam.
If we could just vamp for just a second here while
I'm vamping.
Totally don't waste time looking for a certain picture on Facebook.
Please, for the love of God, donate all the money that you have in your account right now, and look at that child.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
Look at this fucking baby.
Look at it.
And tell me that you do not want to give this baby
look at that
all of your goddamn money.
How can you not look at that child and not get an erection? Make sure that you donate all the money you have. Do it now. While you're sitting here and not listening to this, donate every cent that you have. In fact, hack into your neighbor's computer and make sure you donate all of his money too.
Whatever you do, don't take an audio clip of the last 30 seconds of the show and call Wisconsin Child Protective Services.
That's right. That is the bad problem with people knowing what state I live in. I totally don't live in Wisconsin. I am totally in Hawaii, or I will be very, very shortly.
View archived episodes at youtube.com/rundown podcast.
Watch this episode in particular to watch me hold a tiny little microphone in front of my face.
Hey, it sounds better, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. And circle me on Google Plus at google.com/+AdamRundownHost. Go to tinyurl.com/distant horizons to purchase a small book of poetry and give Andy a little bit of scratch. And go to shadowvane.net for another podcast. that more people listen to than this one.
And,
Search for us on iTunes.
and shadowbait.net, where you can have 100% less Troy. Because I'm not on that fucking show.
But he's not bitter, folks. He's not bitter at all.
No, I'm completely bitter.
Sean, I'm not even going to read that.
So you think I'm bad? Look at that.
I'm not even going to read that out loud. Search for us on iTunes under the Rundown Wrestling Podcast. If you subscribe, you get the podcast delivered to you absolutely free each and every week for $0.00. Again, free for you, not free for me. So go to audibletrial.com/rundown and sign up for your free trial or donate money via PayPal. And we'll thank you profusely on the show.
Right. Go right now and download Podcasting for Dummies.
We're also available on Stitcher under the Rundown Wrestling Podcast, also free. If you cannot afford a monetary donation, leave a 5-star review on iTunes because that helps other people find us. If you leave a text review, we will read your name and your text review at the end of a future episode. Thanks to Tegan Brown for the logo. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks to Sean and Candy on the side for your comments. Candy, I'm sorry we scared you away with a soup recipe. Thanks to Troy.
I'm surprised you thanked me.
For sticking by me the last 3 weeks when nobody else would. None of the regular people want to host this show anymore.
Oh, this is what you do to him, man. You make him a whiny bitch because you won't come on this fucking show. It's the last time anyone's going to see me.
And thanks to I Fight Dragons at ifightdragons.com for the theme song. Next week, we'll talk about Extreme Rules and how dumb the Kiss Me Arse match was. Plus,
we'll talk about the next time Daniel Bryan will appear.
See, I was going to say no more fucking Troy, but if you're going to use that kind of potty mouth, who knows? Maybe we'll have another co-host next week.
Maybe. But odds are not in our favor.
You motherfuckers. And as always, Jacob, good night and good luck. Fandango, fuck yourself. And tune in next week for another disturbing episode.
That's a good one.
Of the Rundown Wrestling Podcast.
Extreme.
Be glad Troy didn't say his catchphrase this week.
I would have worked it in. Pun intended.
I bet you say that to all the girls.
That's right. It's just the ugly ones. We're supposed to stop.
I was leaving myself enough room to get some noise removal going on.
Oh, I see. Stop.
In the name of love, before you break my heart.
Take a penis.
I'm sorry, what?
What? I don't know.
Twat?
What? Twat?
Twat's that? I can't hear you.
Twat? I am in a call with Adam. Oh. Effect.
Yes, go to bed, dear.
Laser.
Look, avert your eyes. Avert your eyes.
Ooh.
Oh, molested.
Oh, you can't rape the willing, son.
That smells funny. She just tried to shove a pacifier in my mouth.
It's kind of hot.
Hi, darling.
Oh, boy.
I heard you. Okay, so here's my Here's my randomly selected Cards Against Humanity hand. Introducing the amazing superhero sidekick duo, it's Ronald Reagan and the Bowflex Revolution.
That sounds like a WWE tag team. So people really believe that Dolph Ziggler is quitting? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, because of something he posted on Twitter and hashtagged Extreme Rules. Seriously?
Yeah. The guy's in a better place than he was before. Given he's probably not in the place he wants to be, but
yeah, given that he had a terrible world heavyweight title reign as a Money in the Bank holder.
Yeah. He had a decent run as IC champion for the 6 times that he had it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I don't know what people want from the guy. He's a mid-carder. So he's not a main event guy, and he's probably never going to be, despite how good of a wrestler he is.
I would have no problem with him in the main event.
Well, I wouldn't either. I'm just saying it's not happening. I think that he'd do good on it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, his history now, it would be so weird for him to all of a sudden get a push to the top.
Because he's injury prone.
He's injury prone. Which is exactly why Daniel Bryan will never win a championship again.
Something like that.
Yeah. Or he'll win the Divas Championship.
Divas Tag Team Championship.
Divas Tag Team Championship, yeah.
Well, we did make it to 51 minutes, so that's good, I suppose.
Sweet. I totally remember that the Bellas were campaigning for a Divas Tag Team belt.
Please. They don't even care about the regular tag team titles. Why would they care about Diva Tag Team titles?
Well, not just that, but you really have to, who do you think they're going to get to go against you? You're the only tag team that they have. They're not going to actively pursue female tag teams, even though there are some great ones out there. That's just not going to happen.
Nope.
You'd be the only well, I guess they would be happy about that. They'd be the only champions, but
oh boy. I gotta take